Well, no question that it has been a windy day across the valley. That wind advisory expiring, but it comes back tomorrow. Winds have been gusting to close to 50 miles an hour, especially here in the eastern part of the valley, and that has gotten these windmills cranking. So we decided to do some math. You know, these things, from a distance, they don't look like they're spinning all that fast as it disappears in the dark back there. But I did some high school math that I probably haven't done since high school and figured out that the speed of the tip of those blades, about 190 miles per hour. I mean, they are moving. You get up close to them and you can feel it. Those things are going by in a hurry. 190 miles per hour, the tip of the blades of those windmills, and that, of course, turning all the gears inside and generating an awful lot of electricity thanks to the strong winds. Here's what the winds are doing right now across the valley, and this is just within this last hour. The sustained winds here in Cameron County, Willacy County, where we are, kind of on the county line, about 25 miles per hour. You can see Weslaco's at 24. As you move out from this part of the valley, the numbers drop off. By the time you get to Starr County, winds are only about 8 miles an hour, and at the coast, not as strong either. So this is the area that's being buffeted the hardest by these winds this afternoon. Now, there is a wind advisory again for tomorrow for the eastern three counties of the valley, Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron. That's in effect from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Gusts tomorrow will probably be a lot like today, so count on yet another windy day across the region. Now, Future Track gives us an idea of what we can expect wind-wise tomorrow, and it's going to show the winds again out of the south. Tonight, not so bad. The wind dies down overnight, goes down to those blue shades, 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's 7 a.m. But as we go through the daytime tomorrow, watch the yellows show up on there. And when you get into the yellows and the oranges, you're up at around 30 miles per hour again. And notice the heaviest stuff is up and down the I-69E corridor, or Old 77 from Brownsville up through Harlingen and Raymondville. That's where the winds will be the strongest across the valley tomorrow, once again, much like what we saw today. Now, we go into tomorrow night, and again, as you get into the evening hours, the winds start to die down. We're back into the blue shades. And then on Thursday, maybe not quite as strong. It will pick up a little bit by afternoon, but probably not quite as gusty as what we saw across the area today. Let's talk temperatures, because we did recover today after being only in the 70s yesterday, although only in the 70s. That's not so bad. That's where we are now. But, of course, our highs this afternoon were up over 80 in many parts of the valley. As we look ahead the next few days, temperatures will stay above average. The norm for this time of year is about 70, and we're looking at 85, 85, and 83 for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We just don't see a big cool down coming until early next week. And even that, probably not a big cool down, just a little bit of one. Here's Future Track. Look for clouds, and you're not going to see much, just patchy stuff. We had our sunset blocked by a few high clouds out there today, just some cirrus, and that's what's along the coast tonight as well. Into tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny skies again. Tomorrow, like today, another windy day with sunshine, a dry day. Again, plenty of sunshine, some wispy cirrus clouds out there again. I think as we go through the rest of the week, we'll probably see a little more cloud cover. It won't be just pure blue skies. There you see Thursday, kind of a mix of clouds and sunshine, still a windy day, and Friday, same kind of thing, a mix of clouds and sun. But again, no big rain chance and no big cool down coming anytime soon. I can't rule out a sprinkler or two on Friday, but for the most part, it should be a mainly dry day. Now let's look at sat right across the rest of South Texas, and it shows the situation across the area. There's just not much going on. The wispy high clouds, that's really just about it. It's quiet and likely to stay that way for a while. The rest of Texas, you see much the same thing. I think there's going to be a lot of activity well to the north of the valley. There has been today. Of course, California getting hit, as you may have heard in World News. But for us, it's a pretty quiet weather pattern. There's a front on the map that's not going to get here. You see it up in North Texas, just kind of working its way almost into the state, then turns around and goes back to the north as a warm front. That keeps us in the warm and windy conditions into the rest of the week. As you keep going, you notice it just doesn't change much. It stays windy, it stays warm. The next front on the map, that one stalls long before it gets here. Long-range models do push a front into the valley, maybe Monday, Tuesday of next week. We've actually slowed it down a little bit from what we talked about yesterday, but still, at least there's potential for a front the middle part of next week. So let's take a look. Here's what's going on at the coast. At the beach, we've got the winds, the seas, and all that kind of stuff for you. The UV index is high. Rip current risk is moderate. The surf temperature kind of cool at 62 degrees. Your air temperature in the afternoon tomorrow in the 70s. So pretty nice day. And again, windy there, but not as windy at the coast as it is across the middle part of Cameron and Willacy counties. Here are the tides. there are 2 small craft advisories in effect for tomorrow. Seas 4 to 6 feet. The bay temperatures all the way down to 59 degrees. So for tonight across the valley, skies stay, let's just call it partly cloudy. It'll be breezy, but the wind will die down as evening goes on. Your low temperature around 64 degrees. Then for tomorrow, another windy and warm day with a few clouds around. High up to 85, but the wind 15 to 30 with gusts to over 40 over the area once again. Here's the 7-day outlook now, and we keep temperatures in the 80s all the way until Monday. We've pushed the slight cool down back to Tuesday now. That next front slowing down, and that's what one of the models was hitting at yesterday. So it looks like, it's probably going to be Tuesday before we see any kind of cool down whatsoever. Of course, with this breeze outside, it feels cool tonight, but pretty comfortable compared to what it was over the weekend. Again, a wind advisory in effect for the eastern 3 counties of the valley for tomorrow. Live in southern Willacy County, Tim Smith, Channel 5 News at 6.